of Outdoors goes coastal! Hello again everyone, hope you're all well. I'm back in Suffolk this weekend. The weather is a little bit overcast. We may be forecast some rain. It's about 1 PM now and yeah, I'm on my own today. Candice is having a little break from me and she's sort of seeing her friend. So I'm in Aldeburgh and I'm at Slaughton Quay, which used to be a thriving port back in the day. It's now a yachting club. Basically, I think it was a combination of sort of coastal erosion and stuff, and some storms basically destroyed the harbour, and the River Alder sort of begun silting up and stuff. But it still does sort of flow out to the sea here. The sea is behind me, and we're heading sort of inland along the bank of the River Alder. I think you pronounce it like that. Someone will get in the comments and correct me. And yeah, I've been this way before, long time ago when I did the Suffolk coast path on my own, passed through Aldeburgh briefly. So I wanted to do a day walk here. It's going to be from this book, AA 50 Walks in Suffolk, walk number 10, and it's 5.75 miles. Should take me about, it says, 2.5 hours. A little bit busy back in Aldeburgh. It's well known for its fish and chips. Does some good fish and chips. That's all I could smell when I come here. And there was already a queue forming in outside the chippy. So we'll probably be seeing sort of the rest of Aldeburgh, which is over that way later on. Apologies for sort of any wind disturbance and stuff. It is a little bit breezy along here. But all in all, I'm looking forward to this. So enough talking, let's get walking. is one of those places that has been put on the map by one man. In medieval times this was a busy port with fishing and shipbuilding industries, but in a story which has been repeated up and down the Suffolk coast, its harbour silted up and it went into decline as the River Alde was diverted southwards by the shingle bank of Orford Ness. Today Aldeburgh is buzzing once again, and the cafes on the seafront are full of excited chatter as visitors come in their thousands to pay homage to the town's most famous resident, Benjamin Britten. We're now passing through the recreation ground here on the outskirts of Aldeburgh, and it's a busman's holiday for me here. They've got an outdoor gym. Excellent. We're following this permissive path for half a mile, and it's all that remains of a former track bed. So Jake, railways, love it. Yeah, there's a fairly arrow straight and you can see some old fence posts and wire of the boundary fence of the old railway, but other than that, that's about it really. We've turned off of the old railway line and we're now on the Suffolk coast path. So we're heading across this nature reserve here out to the beach, and then we'll be turning right and walking along the coastline to the big memorial scallop that is somewhere there, and that is a memorial to Benjamin Britten, and it's a really famous, iconic sort of landmark round this way. Welcome back. Thorpeness is to the north that way. The sea is literally just over that shingle bank there, and this long straight path here runs parallel to the little road here, and Aldeburgh is that way to the south, and we're basically walking that way in that direction till we get back to the car. It's been a cracking little walk, and yeah, out of this book, one of the best ones actually. I think I've enjoyed it. You've had a good variety of landscapes, you know, the River Alde, the sea, you've had nature reserves, a little bit of forest, an old railway line, and I'm thinking of maybe wild camping along the beach here. It feels like I haven't done a beach wild camp for a while. I've sort of seen a few sort of slightly grassy areas amongst the shingle, so I could potentially pitch me little OEX Foxx one-man tent. I hear those voices that will not be drowned, it reads. Benjamin Britten, 1913 to 1976, was the leading British composer of the 20th century and the man who introduced many people to classical music through works like The Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra and his opera for children, Noise Flude. Born in Lowestoft, the son of a local dentist, he grew up with the sound of the sea and began composing at the age of 5. During World War II he moved to the United States as a conscientious objector, and it was here that he first read the work of George Crabbe, 1754 to 1832, an Aldeburgh poet. Crabbe's father was a saltmaster, and two of his brothers had been lost at sea. It was through Crabbe that Britain rediscovered his Suffolk roots. He returned to Snape to write Peter Grimes, an opera based on Crabbe's poems about the gritty lives of Aldeburgh fishermen. If ever a piece of music had a sense of place, this is it. You hear the waves breaking on the shingle beach, the seagulls swooping over the coast, the wind coming in on the tide. The leading role was created for Britain's lifelong partner and collaborator, the operatic tenor Peter Pears. Benjamin Britten's most lasting contribution to Aldeburgh was the foundation of the Aldeburgh Festival, which he achieved together with Pears and the librettist Eric Crozier in 1948. A number of Britain's best known works were first performed at the festival, including Noise Flude, Curlew River and A Midsummer Night's Dream. At first the concerts took place in local churches and the Jubilee Hall, but eventually a larger venue was needed. In 1967 the festival was moved to a new concert hall at Snape Maltings, a 19th century granary outside Aldeburgh that now hosts musical events throughout the year and not just during the main festival in June. Britten and Pears continued to live in Aldeburgh, initially in a seafront house on Crabbe Street, and later in a large farmhouse on the edge of town. They are buried side by side in the churchyard of the parish church of St Peter and St Paul. The Moot Hall, in a 16th century building on the seafront, doubles as the council chamber and a small local museum, open on summer afternoons with exhibitions on history, fishing and the Anglo-Saxon ship burial at Snape. I wonder if this is a healthier alternative to tobacco. I don't know, I don't think it's going to catch on though, smoking fish. Don't know what Greenpeace are going to say about that. Okay, we've reached the old mill here, there, and I can see the Martello Tower as well at Slaughton Quay, and that's where my car is. Of course I'm going to move it back to sort of further down that way, Thorpe Road, the Longstay car park there, but probably on the way I'm going to stop in one of the many pubs to get a pint of cider. I've earned it, and I'm going to get some fish and chips as well because it's Aldeburgh and it's some of the finest fish and chips in the country. That's a pretty bold claim. It's been absolutely amazing. It's one of the best day walks I've ever done, honestly, here. It's one of the best coastal ones I've definitely done. From this point looking south, once stood Slaughton, a small, busy and thriving village where life could have been nothing less than harsh. For several hundred years this independent community precariously faced the North Sea, which for most of this time was the source of Slaughton's well-being, but during the early part of the 20th century speedily and dramatically swept Slaughton away. At its peak during the 17th century, Slaughton had 3 quays from where fishing, boat building and trading took place at one time. It was the business centre of Aldeburgh, employing 600 people. Alongside this industry, a resident community also developed. As the River Alde began to silt up, boat building and other businesses slowly declined. Some cod smacks were still built and fishing became Slaughton's main industry. In 1875 the port still had 100 fishing boats and 20 coasting vessels. By the late 19th century the future was looking bleak. A scheme to build a harbour and extend the railway to the quayside failed, and some of Sloughdon's residents moved away. By the beginning of the 20th century, only 20 families remained, along with a shop, a salt store, soap factory, coal yard, slaughterhouse, and of course, a pub. The residents of Sloughdon were used to opening their back and front doors to let the sea flow straight through when their properties were threatened. But during the first half of the 20th century, the ravages of the North Sea finally took their toll. One by one, homes were lost to the sea, and in 1922, when the Marine Arms was demolished, the focus of Sloughdon life died. The last house, the Hazard, was lost in 1936. The sea wall now covers the lost foundations. It is as if Sloughdon might never have existed. Sloughdon today consists of 2 yacht clubs, a boatyard and the Martello Tower, now a holiday residence. 5 ships sailed from Sloughdon to fight the Spanish Armada. One failed to see action as it ran out of provisions by the time that it reached the Thames. In 1661, 21 ships belonged to the port, but losses were frequent. One of the more notable occurred in 1695, when the Aldeburgh was blown up and all hands were lost during the bombardment of Calais. In the 19th century, 45-foot fishing smacks were built at Sloughdon and then sailed to Iceland on perilous journeys to fish. The catch was kept alive in a well in the bottom of the boat through which seawater flowed. The crew then killed the fish with a blow to the head once they had returned. Hence the fishermen became known as codbangers. Building work began on the Martello Tower at Sloughdon in 1806. It was one of many to appear along the Suffolk coast as protection against a Napoleonic invasion. It is the largest, most northerly tower and the only one built in a cloverleaf shape. Millions of bricks were unloaded at Sloughdon in order to construct the 7-foot thick walls, but 6 years later all building work stopped with the tower incomplete. The tower is now available to let as a holiday home. Right, welcome back. I'm back at the car here at Sloughdon Quay, and I'm going to head off, find a pub in sort of the village there back at Aldeburgh, and hopefully look for some fish and chips as well, and hang around really, wait for it to get a little bit later, and then I'm going to head back to the beach at Thorpe Road by the big scallop memorial and look for somewhere on the beach to wild camp. I've just left the ye old Cross Keys pub in Aldeburgh. I'm looking for some fish and chips. It's got to be around here somewhere, I can smell it. Alright, welcome back everyone. I've got it. Yes! £9.40. I got a vanilla coke with that, a large cod, large chips, sausage and a fish cake. Salt and vinegar on my chips. £9.40. They're really friendly. Like I said, like, you've got a reputation, and they were telling me that someone actually got married nearby and then came and had their photos taken outside the chippy. That's how good it is. So yeah, I'll wait for the queue to die down. Sorry, the footage is a bit jumpy. I haven't got my selfie stick. I can't wait to eat this. Right, I'll chat to you in a bit. Bang it. Welcome back everyone. As you can see, I'm back at Thorpe Road Longstay car park in front of the Scallop Memorial to Benjamin Britten in Aldeburgh. I've got my fish and chips. Hopefully they ain't going to get too cold in the wind. Apologies for the wind noises as well. And hopefully the seagulls don't find me here. Oh, there's one there. Quick, I better get eating because they absolutely mob you. and the sky looks a bit dark over there, but yeah, car's over there, and yeah, I'm going to be heading off over that way somewhere, just past that fenced off area down the beach. I'm probably closer to Thorpeness than I am Aldeburgh really, but you know, who cares, it's Aldeburgh, I'm camping on the beach, end of. Anyways, I'm going to tuck in to apparently some of the best fish and chips in the country. Who would have thought I'd ever be doing fish and chip reviews, eh? Oh, large cod, large chips, yeah! Honestly, I'm happier than a dog with two cocks. I'm going to try a chip first. They're beautiful. Let's give this bit of fish a go. Get in the comments, let us know if you've been to Aldeburgh, if you've had fish and chips here before. Yeah. That's not only the best fish I've ever had, it's probably the best thing I've ever put in my mouth. That's amazing. This is beautiful. Okay, so Aldeburgh fish and chips. There's two chippies actually, but this one, you see on the bag, yeah? I'm going to give it, drum roll, 9 out of 10. Unbelievable. Seriously, I don't care where you live, you need to get down here to Aldeburgh. You need to get some fish and chips in your life. This is amazing. I cannot wait. I'm just going to sit and eat this and look at the view. Anyway. So as you can see, I've got all the camping stuff with me. Got my Outkit Gordon 30 litre dry bag rucksack with me tonight. I've got the OEX Foxx one-man tent. I've got a few extra bits in just a big dry bag, a couple of ciders and whatnot. Some stuff maybe to have like a small enclosed fire in my Vargo stove. Waterproofs, bit of extra food for the morning. Because I haven't got to walk very far, the car is literally in front of me here, and I'm walking probably a quarter of a mile, if that, over to the beach. I can bring a few extra little luxuries. So I was sort of toying with the idea of going for a bivvy bag, my orange Rab Storm Hyperlite bivvy that you can zip up, or the OEX tent. And yeah, saw the storm clouds that are sort of forming behind me, and I thought, well, let's go with a tent. And at the last minute I thought, well, I'll take the bivvy bag just in case. It doesn't weigh a lot. So it's a lovely evening. Hopefully, as I say, the rain does hold off. We are forecast rain, but I haven't seen any of it yet. We had a little sort of minor shower sort of at about 4 o'clock this afternoon, and then it's just gone. So fingers crossed, eh? So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, and I found a little spot where I was sat earlier on today, and I've set up my Rab Storm Hyperlite bivvy, nice shade of burnt orange, and got my Outkit Gordon 30 litre rucksack there. I've still got the OEX Foxx one-man tent with me that's in the rucksack, so I'm going to try and go with the bivvy bag tonight. If it does look like it's going to chuck it down, or if it starts sort of, you know, spitting a little bit, we're only meant to have light showers anyway, but if it does get any worse, then there's a little spot just there that's just down this slight shingle ridge, and I've tested the pegs out and it's fine to peg into, so I'll set the tent up if need be. But I'm going to try and go with a bivvy tonight, as I say, depending on the weather. So I could end up waking up in a different shelter. That's not bad for a Saturday night, is it? Usually you wake up in someone else's bed or something, not knowing where the fuck you are, but I could end up in a different shelter. I started off in a Rab BIVVY bag, I ended up in an OEX tent. Way! Banging night. Anyway, dunno, so we'll see. Ciders tonight. Oh, got this in the co-op, along with about 8 other bottles of Aspel, different Aspels. This is a Harry Sparrow Suffolk cider, as we're in Suffolk, come on, you've got to. And I got this in Kent a couple of weeks back now. It's a no-brainer hard cider from the Cotswold Cider Company. Pretty cool retro kind of like biker sort of design to it. That's 4.8%. I think Old Harry's 4.6. So that's a dry, cloudy and sparkling cider. I can't remember what Harry Sparrow is. I've had it before in pubs, I've just never reviewed it. It's medium dry. Sessionable with a floral aroma and cedar overtones of apples. So, and yeah, they recommend, as always, this always cracks me up, serving suggestion: ideal with green Thai curry, don't like it; Moroccan tangine, I don't like that either; braised beef and red cabbage, I don't even like that either; and Greek salad with feta. I don't like any of those things, but I do like cider, so oh well. Talking of feta, actually, so there was this South African family that went on holiday to Greece, and yeah, they basically, like the diet, they just ate a load of cheese out there and stuff like that, and they put on a ton of weight. They just kept getting fatter and fatter. Anyway, moving on. Right, so yeah, got me bivvy set up. I've got me down sleeping bag in there. I've got a new one actually that I'm going to be bringing along soon when it arrives. I've got my new OEX Fulcrum EV full length inflatable sleeping pad. It's like 6 centimeters thick, this thing, and it's going to be pretty comfy, I reckon. So I've got that to test out tonight. I've also got the Terra Nova laser thin foam sleeping pad, just to kind of protect the, you know, my new inflatable pad. I've also got Tyvek ground sheet and the silver treadlight gear, what do you call it, reflective ground mat as well. Yeah, I've got me down jacket on now as well, got me little Rab hat on. So there's a slight breeze picking up, but nothing too bad. And yeah, temperature's dropped a tiny bit, but it's not too bad really. And yeah, I've got my Vargo wood stove as well. I've got a solid fuel stove. I've got the Outkit Kraku gas stove. I'll probably just have sort of like a little small fire in my Vargo stove, just to sort of sit by, keep warm by, maybe boil up some water for a hot drink. I've got plenty of food as well in the rucksack, plenty of stuff for breakfast in the morning as well. At the moment I'm not particularly hungry because of course I had fish and chips over there, so yeah, it's alright. But yeah, as I say, we'll see how this goes. If the weather's bad, I'll set the tent up over there, but I kind of like this setup, I kind of want to go with it, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it doesn't rain. Anyways, yeah, I'll chat to you soon. Welcome back. I've got some water on the boil on the Vargo stove, and I've got this no-brainer hard cider from the Cotswold Cider Company. 4.8%. I've just cracked it open. Apples are our passion, and our calling is to craft real good ciders with character. We only use 100% fresh cider apples, so you can be sure you're not compromising with anything artificial. So please spread the good word of our real cider. Have you tried our blush sweet cheeks or the zingy sideburns? Real cider heaven. Sounds pretty cool. So yeah, it's a little bit more to read as well. We love our bikes, we love our cider, but only after a spin around our glorious countryside do we sample the good stuff. And what better way than to kick back and dream of an open road with this classic English thumper. It's a no-brainer. Or hard cider for our US friends. Pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, it's not bad. It is incredibly dry. It's not very fizzy at all. Fairly strong sort of taste to it, but it's not overpowering. It's not bad for a dry cider. I don't mind it too much, but it kind of tastes like a lot of other dry ciders that I've had before, so it's not reinventing the wheel at all. Slightly smoky taste as well to it, only slightly. Yeah, no-brainer hard cider. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's not a bad dry cider. Cheers. As you can hear, probably, yeah, it started raining, and it literally is like someone's turned on a tap and just left it running, and it hasn't stopped. It's been going for about 10-15 minutes now. So I'm inside my Rab Storm Hyperlite BIVVY. I've just managed to quickly drag everything inside and zip it up. Of course, I've got the tent with me, the OEX Foxx 1, and I found a spot literally probably 5 or 10 metres behind me where I can peg it down and set it up. But of course it means quickly legging it out of the BIVVY, getting the waterproofs on and my shoes on, and yeah, trying to set it up quickly. Only problem is with that tent, of course, it pitches in at first, not out at first. That's the only drawback to it really, but so it's not ideal really for trying to set up now in this kind of weather. So I mean, I don't know how this Storm BIVVY holds up in the rain. I've no idea, so I don't know if it's worth the risk or not, or whether I should just quickly chance it and yeah, set the tent up. But I might see how it goes, see if it eases off or it stops raining for a little bit. I'll get out and I'll definitely set the tent up, but if it doesn't, I could be stuck in it for the rest of the night now. I don't know yet, so yeah, I'll get back to you. Right, welcome back everyone. The rain did last quite a long time, enough that the BIVVY got soaked. It built up a bit of condensation inside, but everything inside the BIVVY stayed dry, but so the outside of it was just soaked. So I've managed to quickly seal everything up inside it, grab the tent, run down this shingle bank, and I'm still sort of on the beach and still fairly close to the sea, but I'm also close to sort of a small road. Not ideal, but what can you do? And I've managed to peg the OEX Foxx one-man tent out. I only have my little ultralight titanium stakes, which are kind of useless on this sort of ground. They're holding up okay, but what I've done is I found a few bits of this rock up on the beach, and I've just smashed it up and weighted it down over sort of the key areas that were sort of struggling to stay in, because the wind was throwing them a bit. So kind of reminds me of St Joseph Nudist Beach in Essex again when I had to do that, but the tent held up fine. It's a good little tent. So I thought I'll take the opportunity while it's sort of spitting at the moment. It's windier more than anything. I'll take this opportunity to show you what we've got so you can see. So first thing you're going to notice as new straight away is the OEX Fulcrum EV inflatable pad. That's full length, and it is seriously thick. I was laying on it in the bivvy, and seriously it was so comfy. I like nodded off, even though I had sort of like a damp bivvy sort of on my face. I've got my usual trusty old down bag and the cocoon silk liner. Just to protect this pad, I've got a little Terra Nova laser foam pad that's full length. Underneath the whole thing is the Tyvek and that silver Treadlight Gear reflective mat. I've got all my food and stuff sacks and stuff inside, the OEX pillow, all that in there. Of course, because this tent has got sort of like a small half door on the other side, you can store stuff in sort of like its second vestibule. So I've got my Outkit Gordon waterproof rucksack in there. I've got my big waterproof stuff sack, or yeah, a sort of dry bag thing for my shoes and sort of wet gear, so I can keep it separate from the interior of the tent. Luckily the tent stayed relatively dry actually whilst I was setting out, because of course it pitches in at first, so I was just careful. And I've got some cooking stuff down there. I may do another hot drink. I'm not really that hungry. I've got a few snack bars, so I may just have those and not cook up another hot meal in camp. I've got another cider still. I've got the Aspel Harry Sparrow. Yeah, but I'm just going to get in the tent now. It's probably nearer midnight, I think. Last time I checked it was about 11:15. So yeah, that was eventful. Anyway, right, you'll see me again in the tent. Okay, so I'm now inside the little OEX Foxx one-man tent. It's a lot comfier and drier as well. Probably just as warm really. And it's just gone 2 AM. So I'm going to get some sleep because I'm going to try and get up fairly early anyway. Sort of see if I can catch the sunrise as well. Sort of see what the weather's like. It has stopped raining outside. There's a slight breeze, but it's not as bad because we're sort of in a little bit more of a dip here. The wind's not as strong. The new OEX sleeping pad though, it's really good. It's really keeps you really warm. It's so comfy. Yeah, I don't find like sort of like an arm or a leg is sort of going dead or anything where I'm sort of laying. So I found that sort of no matter how much cushion I had when I was camping, I'd always sort of get sort of one side that was a bit numb and have to turn over. I'm not getting that at all with this pad, so that's good. Still got that Aspel's Harry Sparrow cider to drink. I'll probably leave it for tonight though, just as I feel a little bit tired, so I just have the one on this camp. Yeah, I've got a bit of breakfast for the morning as well, which should be nice. See you in the morning. Good morning everyone. I slept really well last night. Once I sort of got the tent set up and everything. This new sleeping pad is so comfy. It's really good, and it's really insulating as well. Yeah, it felt really warm. Yeah, really good night's sleep all in all. Yeah, it's about 7:30. I haven't actually checked outside the tent yet, so I don't think it's raining. I just think there's a bit of a breeze, so I'm gonna go and have a look. In a minute now. But yeah, all in all the kit worked. It was a success. So I'm gonna get some breakfast on the go as well. I've just got cold stuff again, like one of these fruit and oat squeezes, porridge bars, More porridge bars. One of those Trek protein bars. All I need to do is just boil up some water for a hot chocolate and a coffee. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, I got some pancakes. Brilliant. Anyways, right, let's take a look outside. I've just boiled up some water on the Outkit Kraku gas stove. Didn't take long at all. So I've got a hot chocolate and a Nescafe 2-in-1. The middle one there. So I'm just waiting for that to cool down a little bit. Just having a butcher's at the view. As I say, I had to sort of come down this shingle ridge last night. After there was a break in the rain, I had my Rab Storm Hyperlite BIVVY up there, and I don't think anything was getting soaked inside. However, there was some water that had come through. I mean, there was a little bit of puddling inside it, but yeah, I don't know really. It did a better job than some bivvies that I've had before have done. So yeah, jury's still out on it. It held up for a bit, and then I think it might have started coming through. However, I think it was just the amount of condensation that built up in there. I think that's what it was the rain didn't actually come through, but it felt like it had because of the amount of condensation, even though there is a little ventilation gap. So yeah, that's what I think it was. But even though it was full of condensation, my sleeping bag and sleeping mat all remained completely bone dry, as did I. So yeah, anyway, make that what you will. The tent though was brilliant as always. That thing never lets me down. And someone said before, that does well for a cheap little tent. Yeah, you don't always have to buy expensive tents, mate, that's why. Sometimes they just work. I absolutely love it. It's just perfect. Yeah, I'll show you where I was. We'll climb up here. See what the sea's saying as well. I think I was over here actually. I know I was here because there's still a dry patch. That goes to show you, and how annoying's that? Look, perfect dry patch. That goes to show you that when I got in by the time I'd set the tent up and got in the tent, it had stopped raining, and it hasn't really rained since. So the worst bit of the rain was when I was in the bivvy, and because it rained I went and set the tent up and then it stopped. That's sod's law, isn't it? Anyway, but look at this view. There's Aldeburgh over there. Zoom in, and you can see the church there as well. Oh yeah, that's my car there. So I haven't got too far to go. Then lovely bit of seaside. And then of course to the north we've got Thorpeness. We've got Sizewell Nuclear Power Station, which is centre of the screen there, the big white golf ball. Then there is the house in the clouds, which is the old water tower that's now a holiday home. Someone was staying in it because there were lights on in it last night. Lucky buggers. There's all of like Thorpeness. I believe that tower in the middle, I don't know if it's a church they have there. It must be. I can't remember from when I went there. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's nice there. I have got another day walk there, although I think it's the same as the one I've done before. But I'd go back there again. And there's a really great section of beach. I sort of wild camped thereabouts for my 30th birthday with everyone off of YouTube. And yeah, it's a good beach, but I'd probably go back there again. Maybe camp a bit close to Thorpe Nest with Candice maybe if she wants to. Take bivvy bags. Saw a few like night fishermen, like sea fishermen out last night. There was a couple down there. I know for certain there's a few down there. I can see them actually on the beach. I don't know if you'll be able to see them if I zoom in. Not this bloke here, but sort of just there. I don't know, it's probably not picking them out, but I can see them. It's funny how you can see stuff clearer with your own eyesight than with a camera. One day they'll match the technology. Anyway, so yeah, so that's where I was last night, and I did have some good views. It was great, but yeah, the weather just came in a bit too much really, and I just thought, well, sod it, I've got the tent, let's set it up. And the only reason I didn't set the tent up here, which I would have loved to do, was because this is all shingle, and of course I can't peg it into the ground, not even with like sand stakes. It wouldn't work. You'd have to use like bags of shingle to weigh it down with, and I just thought, nah, I can just go here, and it just involves a short walk up to here to enjoy the view. But yeah, all in all, I mean, it was a successful little camp. It was very comfy. Managed to get 4G as well, so that was good. Watched a bit of Bob Ross. Excellent. Happy little trees and clouds. They just float around doing whatever they want. Back everybody. I'm all packed up, as you can see. It's all loaded on me back, ready to go. And we're leaving absolutely no trace. So that's where I was. Got all the rubbish in the dry bag with me here. So, you know the score. Always clear up after yourself, leave no trace. I've got a very short walk back to the car. Got my pancakes with me as well. Excellent. It's been a good little weekend, this one on my own. I like Aldeburgh a lot, and I'll probably definitely come back here again. Maybe bring Candice, she's been here before, and take the bivvies maybe. Sort of when we know that it's going to be really good weather, we'll wild camp somewhere different on the beach with the bivvies. Yeah, be good. And yeah, I've enjoyed sort of all the history and stuff here. The camp was pretty good. It was a bit annoying the fact that I couldn't go with the bivvy. It just would have been a pretty miserable night, to be fair. Yeah, it just would have meant I'm literally stuck in a bivvy bag all night and through most of the morning, and wouldn't have been able to do anything. I just thought, nah. So it's a good thing I had the tent anyway, and either item doesn't actually weigh that much really, so it's quite lightweight. Right, there's a little path over. I'm just going to head over to that, get off of this horrible shingle. But yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. The support does mean a hell of a lot. I'm nearly at 2,000 subscribers, which is, I don't know, it's still unbelievable. I still pinch myself and go, is this actually my channel or is it someone else's? It's mad. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. But still try and get your nan and your dog involved in subscribing. Get us to 2,000. Anyways, yeah, so much appreciated. Get in the comments, let us know what you think. And yeah, you'll see me again soon, probably with Candice again next. So yeah, cheers for watching everyone. I'm having my pancakes. See you later. Bye.